Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to do something super exciting because I always talk about how I am such a skincare junkie, but I don't talk about skincare too much on my channel. Now a lot of that just kind of had to do with me being a little nervous about giving the wrong information or not trying to sound like super clinical. I'm not an ingredient junkie. I just love good skincare and I want to share that today. So if you're interested, make sure and hit like. If you like what you see, consider subscribing. We talk about all things beauty, makeup. Sometimes we do a little bit of life updates. I like makeup and chill live streams. So if that's your thing, make sure and subscribe. All right, let's go ahead and get into it. Okay, so today we are going to talk about skincare. It is something that I've been super passionate about for about 3 years now. I'm 40, just to give you a little bit of background. When I discovered YouTube, it was because I thought that my foundation was no longer working for me. The reason why I thought it wasn't working for me is because I was starting to see wrinkles in this area and a little bit of dryness, and I had no idea where that was coming from. It had to be the foundation. Well, in reality, what it was, my skin was changing, it was maturing, and I was in my late 30s at the time, like 36, 37. And when I tried every single foundation, watched every single review out there, and it still wasn't working, that's when I kind of started to think like, maybe it's my skin. Well, sure enough, it was. And that's when I just dived headfirst into the big black hole of skincare. And so I want to share a little bit about that today with you. Today, we're going to be focusing on 5 masks that I like to use for my skin that I have seen notable results with that I feel are worth sharing with you. So the masks that I'm going to talk about today are going to be masks that are going to target different things or concerns that more mature aging skin is starting to experience. And again, I'm 40, so I do think that this is when our skin starts to take a turn. For the worse, maybe, but in reality, if we get ahead of it and we use skin-loving ingredients and look at other options for preserving our youth just a little longer, I think that it works. In general, I have to say that I don't really mind my wrinkles, you know, the smile lines like my son calls them. I don't really mind having those lines here and there. I have to be very honest, I do get a little bit of Botox. They call it a baby sprinkle in the forehead and in this area a little bit, but I still get all of the lines here. I get the lines here that are starting to form. I even have like the dry skin and, you know, that starts to stretch on my neck. And I don't necessarily mind that because how can I explain it? I know exactly what these lines and wrinkles look like without good skincare and with good skincare. And even though the lines are there, there's just a little bit more supple, more nourished, more natural looking when you are supplying your skin with the things that it needs. So again, today we'll focus on top 5 masks that I like to use. And if you guys would like to see like my eye cream, my skincare routine, or any other concerns, cleansers, exfoliants, let me know in the comments and we can talk about that in a different video. The first mask or treatment that I'd like to talk about is one that is going to target these large pores. As I got older, I noticed that the pores on my nose as well as these here were getting so large. I researched exfoliants, I researched ways to cleanse out the pore, to shrink back the pore, I mean everything. In reality, you can't really get rid of pores. I mean, it's our natural skin. What happens sometimes is if you're not exfoliating correctly, it will stretch out the pore because it has to accumulate to hold more junk, I guess, if you will. So one of the things that I have found to be extremely effective with this, and it's kind of a quick fix, to be honest, it's not something that's over time going to provide more benefits. That's just been my experience. This is the second bottle of this that I'm working on. Now what I'm talking about is this Glam Glow Insta Mud Mask or treatment. It's a 60-second pore refining treatment. Again, this is going to give you sort of a quick fix, but when I use it, and I'll just insert like a little video of me using it here, I like to put it on and I notice instant results, and the results will last 2 to 3 days, which is why I probably use this 2 or 3 times a week. Really, I'm using it a little bit more during the summer versus the winter, because in the winter, our pores throughout our body tend to shrink a little bit, but I love to use this. It instantly refines the pores in this area to the point where I no longer have to rely rely on pore filling primers when I'm doing my makeup, which I think in turn will generally help my skin overall because I'm not constantly having to like exfoliate the junk out of them. And so I really, really love this. This is, to be honest, to me, just it sounded a little gimmicky at first, but it really, Glam Glow has very quality top masks in my opinion, and I really, really like this. Another mask that I like to use for exfoliation, for pore refining, for cleansing out the pores and overall removing excess dirt and oil is going to be the Chantecaille. This is the clay detox mask with rosemary and honey. I like this, guys, because the other charcoal mask that I had used was the Glam Glow one. And the Glam Glow one, although it's good and I like to use it for like target treatment, like if I have like a little bump coming up, I'll use it overnight just over that area. It was too harsh. It would strip like the entire life and soul out of my skin everywhere. And I didn't like that because in general, I have combination skin, which is a little bit drier in the perimeters. And here is where we're gonna have more of the clogged pores, oily skin, excess oil production. And so with this detox mask, what I like about it is I'm still using it in a targeted fashion most of the time. But if I feel like, you know, I haven't exfoliated in a few days, I'm feeling like my skin overall is looking a little dull, I can use this all over my entire face and it does not strip all the oil out of it. I don't have that tight or dry feeling when I take it off. It really does nourish my skin, but at the same time, it does detoxify those concern areas. And I really, really like it. Sometimes I even like using like a multi-mask approach where I'll take this into the T-zone and then I'll do more of a nourishing mask on the rest of the face. But in general, of all the clay detox masks, I mean, I've used the pink clay, a couple of the charcoal ones, Glam Glow being the worst. It was too harsh for me. I've used, 5 or 6 others, and this is my favorite, and I think it has a lot to do with the rosemary and the honey because that is actually quite nourishing to your skin. And so this is one that I absolutely recommend. I'm being a little choosier with which Chantecaille products I recommend because they are pricey, but this one is totally worth it. This is my second jar, and I'm gonna buy another one when this is over. The next mask is another Chantecaille mask. I know, like, don't come for me, but it is what it is, guys. Like, if it works, and I'm gonna share it. This is the Jasmine and Lily Healing Mask. The reason that I like this one is, like I said, sometimes I'll multi-mask with the detox mask in the T-zone and something more nourishing in the perimeter of the face. But I also like to use this immediately after I shave my face. I do the dermaplaning every 3 to 4 weeks, and so sometimes the skin can get a little bit of irritation. Maybe I went a little too hard in a certain area, and I go immediately in with this, and it's like, how can I explain it? Like instantly when you take the mask off after 10 minutes, your skin is so plump and juicy and it just feels like really rejuvenated. And I love that instant effect. However, the next morning, I'll do my mask, I'll take it off after 10 minutes, do the rest of my skincare, and then go to bed. The next morning is when I wake up and it's like, you guys, I know people use this phrase so liberally, but it's like baby butt smooth skin, and it's like so soft and supple, and it just feels like butter. Yeah, like butter. Like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, all of the ingredients that you used after that just went in and sunk deep into the pores, and it just really rejuvenated your skin overnight. I am obsessed. I'm obsessed. It took me forever to order this because I just didn't see the point. Like, in general, I have pretty good skin. I didn't really think that I needed something healing, but I got a couple of the sample packets, and that's how they hooked me. They totally hooked me because after that, I feel like I absolutely need this. I only really use this, I would say again, like every 3 to 4 weeks when I do my dermaplaning. But during the winter, I started to notice that I was getting a little bit extra dry in this area, which is not normal to my skin, but this year I noticed that. And so I've been doing this like once a week, and I really, really love it. I think it's so great. Sometimes if I'm feeling extra dry, I won't even do the Chantecaille Detox Mask. I will just go in with this, and it is beautiful, beautiful. Okay, mask number 4 that I wanted to share with you, and this has actually been a holy grail staple in my skincare drawer, in my skincare routine for maybe 3 or 4 years now, when I discovered YouTube for sure. I've shared it with so many different people. Every time people come over and they want to do their skincare with me, like, we always do this mask because I know how powerful it is and how much people will love it regardless of what skin type they have. And I'm talking about the Pharmacy Honey Potion. This looks like a little jar of honey. Isn't it cute? It's so cute. It comes with a little metal spatula that you kind of just click onto the top, and it is just delicious, you guys. It doesn't really have a scent, but it really does have the texture, and it feels like honey. So like if you put your, do you see that? Do you see how you pull it out and it just looks just like honey? I'm gonna put it back in because I don't want to waste it. But it is a warming mask, which will initially kind of like freak people out. But basically what you do is it goes on clear like this honey color, and you start to rub over your face. As you're rubbing it, it starts to turn into a whitish type of cream, and it starts to warm up. Sometimes that freaks people out because they think like it's burning, and it's not really burning. It's just warming up on your skin. You leave it on for 10 to 20 minutes. I mean, to be honest, I leave it on for 30 minutes or longer. But you know, the directions say 10 minutes, so just follow the directions. And it just instantly hydrates your skin. Now, because of the honey and the propolis in it, it's also very detoxifying. So when we started using this, my sister used to struggle with some breakouts, and they would hurt. They were like painful, she said. And when she started using this mask, I mean, this was one of the only things she added to her routine regularly. It started to detoxify and heal the areas where she was breaking out, to the point where breakouts no longer occurred in those areas because you had cleansed the bacteria out of it. And so, of course, there was other things that she did, but it speaks to like the power in the honey and the propolis and the properties that are in these jars. I think it's such a lovely mask. This is probably like jar, who knows, 10 plus. Every time I run out, like I immediately buy another one during the VIB Sephora sale because I have to have it any time of the year, doesn't matter. Obviously, I use it more during the winter because it's extremely hydrating. But during the summer, I'll still do it like once a week, like on Sundays when I go in on my skincare or whatever. And I just love it. I recommend it to everybody. I think it's so great. And it will last you quite a while. It will last you quite a while. But I always tell people, please pick this up. You're gonna love it. It's gonna give your skin hydration. Even if you have oily skin like I, like just because we have oily skin types, that doesn't mean that we don't need the hydration. If anything, having the right amount of hydration in your skin will actually help balance out the sebum and oil production. So I think that it works really, really nicely for us too. And the last mask for aging mature skin that I really see a difference with, I don't know, I kind of laugh because it still makes me laugh to think that I see a difference, but I do, and so much so that I've been using this mask for a couple years. It's the Charlotte Tilbury Dry Sheet Mask. What is it called? It's Instant Magic Facial Dry Sheet Mask. Expert designed and award-winning results. It hydrates, visibly smooths, brightens, lifts, and reduces the appearance of wrinkles. It works. So what it is a dry sheet mask. That means that you can get up to 3 to 4 uses out of it. It comes and it just lays perfectly on your face, and then you have like the little loops or the hoops that go around your ears, so it's not like moving everywhere like the serum sheet masks do. And you put it on, and as soon as you put it on, you start massaging it into your skin as you have the mask on. And that's going to activate the mask, activate the ingredients that are in here. And you leave it on for about 15 minutes. Usually I'll do it like in the morning after I do my, not after my skincare. I'll wash my face and then I'll put it on. I'll activate it, and then I'll kind of just go make my coffee or whatever else I'm gonna do. And then when I come back and I take it off, you guys, it's like, I mean, it does instantly like smooth out lines and wrinkles and things like that. I don't know if I've noticed that it like brightens, but it definitely smooths and visibly hydrates, and it feels like I have a serum on. So much so that I usually only will go in with like my eye serum after that, and then I'll do like my vitamin C, and that's it, because it really does feel dewy. Like I don't even feel like I need a moisturizer or anything like that. It just feels so great, so supple, and this area specifically looks really, really smooth. And when you apply your makeup that day, it's gonna look so, so wonderful. So I usually will buy like the 4-pack that they sell during the VIB Sephora sales. If you buy just one, I think it retails for like $22, and you can use it up to 4 times. You know, I will say that like by like the 4th use, you don't get as much of the serum-y feeling, but in general, I use it a whole 4 times, and I think it works just fine. I love this so, so much. You can see the difference. I mean, yeah, I completely recommend this as face prep or makeup prep for the day. Your makeup's gonna go on flawless. You're gonna look super smooth and hydrated, and you're gonna look so pretty. All right, guys, so there you go. Those are the top 5 masks, or my go-tos, that I like to use for maturing skin with some problem areas. Again, I don't know why I get so nervous talking about skincare, but this is just from my perspective, not an ingredient junkie, not a skincare specialist, just somebody that really enjoys it, and that before I focus on makeup, I want to make sure that I'm taking really good care of my base and have overall skin health. So if you guys enjoyed it, make sure and give me a like, leave some recommendations down below on what other skincare themed videos you'd like to see, and we can work on that. Thank you guys so much for being here. I love you guys so much, and I will see you next time. Bye!